Guys, one of the fun things about having been a magician before I became a game developer is I learned a lot about entertainment. I learned a lot about thinking about what's going on in the mind of an audience, and I also learned a lot about this deal that we make with our audience, which is like in Magic, it's the same deal that we make as game creators, which is come along with us, like jump into our world, follow our rules, and if you follow along with the rules we set up, there'll be a payoff for you. There'll be some gratification. In Magic, it's surprise or a trick. In video games, it's a sense of gratification, a sense of accomplishment, some other kinds of rewards. It's really cool, this deal that we do with our audiences. But one of the things that's been eluding me is how to use magic in a video game. Like, I've been a video game developer for, gosh, 20 years now. We founded Gearbox in 1999. Gearbox is in its 18th year. Before that, I was with other studios. I worked at a company called Apogee in 3D Realms. We made a game called Duke Nukem 3D. But I haven't done actual magic in a video game until recently. There's some new technology that I think makes this possible, and it's virtual reality. And so we have been collaborating. We have a project that we've been doing where we've been collaborating with some friends of mine, incredible, the best magicians in the world, Penn Teller. If you guys watch Penn Teller Fool Us on the CW, it's the top-rated show on the CW. They have their show that they do at the Penn Teller Theater in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Rio All Suites Resort and Casino. And there you go, there's the plug. Anyway, this has been an incredible collaboration, and we're going to, there's a number of different bits.
Yes.
Basically, it's called Penn Teller's Cruel Virtual Tricks for Real Friends, and the idea is that we could use virtual reality, well, to fuck with people. And, if you've ever done VR, invariably, the first experience you ever had was someone showing it to you, someone giving you a demo, you had to put that headset on, and they put it on for you, and they'd put you into an experience, and that was your first introduction to VR, if you've had it. And if you haven't had an introduction to VR yet, that's how it will be. And when that interaction happens, you trust that person 100%, which is a beautiful situation to be in if you're a magician and you just want to mess with people because you have their trust. So Penn and Teller, these guys had some brilliant ideas how to exploit this relationship, and all kinds of bits. Some of them read as straight-up magic tricks, where virtual Penn and Teller themselves, I'm Penn Jillette, this is my partner Teller, we are Penn and Teller, we're going to mess with you, check this out. And they'll do it. Some of them read like demos, where your Mark, who we, in development, we call them the chump, they will have no idea that they're about to be screwed with. You'll say, hey, I want to show you VR, this is a VR demo, and you put them in this experience, and then it happens, and then they just get wrecked. And there's some other different types of experiences too, but one of these demo-like experiences, it starts with this premise. Have you guys ever heard of immersion therapy? Like, if you have a phobia, one of the ways to deal with it is just to just dive yourself into the phobia. Like, most people are afraid of spiders. Like, Elisa's afraid of spiders. So she had no idea.
I'm still mad, by the way.
She had no idea. So we decided to use Elisa as our test subject for this experience. We explained to Elisa immersion therapy, but with virtual reality, it's safe. We don't have to put you in an actual, pile of spiders to get over it. We'll just do it in virtual reality. We'll give you some bats and let you beat up the spiders, and they're virtual spiders, and you'll feel better about it, and it'll help her come to grips with her phobia.
What could possibly go wrong?
What she didn't know is while she was in the experience, the operator stuck real plastic spiders to her body.
Jacked
I'll
up.
just leave it at that. Let's watch the clip, and we were rolling the videotape. Let's watch this.
Oh,
Can we roll
God.
it?
Yes, can we please roll the video?
Roll it.
It's a very satisfying sound. Oh, God.
You're out of bounds.
Oh, okay.
Just come this way. Cool. Okay.
Spiders go on.
Congratulations. You survived.
All right.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm going to take the headset off of you.
Oh. Whoop.
How was that?
slightly intimidating.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Okay.
Cool.
Here, I'll take that.
I'm still bitter. Messed up.
So, we've had a lot of fun working on this stuff. I think I put my phone in here. I thought right now with you guys, I thought we'd just call up Penn, and you guys want to talk to Penn with me? Can we call Penn and get him? Oh, there he is. Hey, Penn. So we just showed him the video of Elise getting wrecked by the immersion therapy bit. This has been a fun project.
What I found fascinating is her movement with spiders on her was better than your dancing with a Rubik's Cube.
You did not see that. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Spontaneous, pure, scared shitless dancing is better than your prepared 80s moves.
I'll take it. Yeah, I like getting notes from you. It's especially nice when it's in front of 3,000 people, but yeah.
That's nice.
Thanks, Penn. Thank you. But I'll take the note. Yeah, man, this is fun. How long ago, like we started talking about this a while back, but like it kind of took a while for the premise to take shape. But I think like, what was it that you used to say about what happens after, like when we first had the idea of messing with people in this way, you had an idea of like what the outcome of that, what the goal, like what you wanted someone to come out of that experience and feel something. And do you remember like how that started, or?
Well, you know, the point you want to do in magic always is to give people that wonderful feeling that their reality has shifted somewhat. And virtual reality allows you to use their imagination ahead of what actually turns out. So it's this wonderful way to do, to have that real feeling of things are out of kilter. And it's really hard to do without VR. But with VR, there's this wonderful situation where you've essentially had someone put in a blindfold while you set them up for the punchline.
Yeah, yeah. And so when you come out after, what's the feeling like that we kind of want for people after they've been had?
The feeling you want to have is that was terrible, that was awful, that was miserable. Let's do it to someone else.
Yes.
Oh my God. So what was it like, I think the first time you ever did motion capture was on this project. What was that like?
What I liked most about motion capture was how good it made my dick look in the suit. The technology didn't interest me at all, but I thought I looked really boss in the suit.
So if you guys don't know, when you wear a mocap suit, it is skin tight. And then there's these markers all over it that the cameras pick up, and that's how we detect the motion. So Penn was in this. I wasn't looking, but I can. But that was also better than my dancing. I'll just say that. So one of the cool side effects of this, when we first started talking about stuff, I don't know if you guys know this, but Penn's been a huge advocate for video games as art for a long time. It goes all the way back to back to the beginning, really. And these guys have actually worked on video games before. And what was the project called that never came out? What was that one?
It was called Penn Teller Smoke and Mirrors.
Right.
And you might notice that Smoke and Mirrors abbreviates to S&M. And you might notice that our show, Penn Teller Fool Us, abbreviates to FU. So we always have that we're working with. But it was a series of a zillion video games we'd stuck together. Very similar to what we're doing here. And I actually think a lot of it was really, really good, but the company was having other problems and went out of business. So it never came out except for bootlegs. But one of the ideas that we had for this was when we were working on it in the 90s, Janet Reno was the Attorney General of the United States of America under Clinton. And as we all know, the Clintons are very anti-video game. And Janet Reno was very anti-video game. And she gave this incredibly insane anti-art, anti-human speech where she said that video games should not have all this excitement and have all this depicted violence. I get very upset when people say video games have violence because none of them contain any violence. It is all the depiction of violence. They're all very, very peaceful. But they shouldn't have even the depiction of violence. They should, and this is what she said, teach people to do real jobs in the real world. And Eddie Gorodetsky, funniest man in the world, who writes on 2.5 Men, Mom is his show, won Emmys on Letterman and Saturday Night Live, was hanging out with me that day when Janet Reno gave the speech. And I was angry, but Eddie was laughing. And Eddie said, let's give her what she wants. Let's give her a video game that really teaches you about real life. And Eddie and I came up with Desert Bus, where you drive a bus 8 hours in order to get 1 point. And there is nothing interesting in the entire game. This is not supposed to be, as people have said, us trying to do the worst video game. It is not trying to crack people with difficult patience. This is actually political performance art to tell the Clintons excitement in art is okay, and what video games do is precisely what Shakespeare did. Not similar to it, but exactly the same. It is art, end of story. And Desert Bus. And by the way, Shakespeare was hated in his time by people like the Clintons and the anti-video game people. They were not allowed to be in London. They were put on the outskirts. They were treated the same kind of marginal way. And it took a few hundred years to realize, hey, wait a minute, this is really what makes life worth living. This is art. Let's hope we can do that point of view a little faster in video games in a few hundred years.
So, yeah, right? So naturally, when I'm showing Penn like the technology we have at our disposal today, which is 20 years of advancement in video game technology, graphics, design, music, all of it, naturally we think, hey, we should do another Desert Bus. We should do Desert Bus 2.0, right?
No. See, we disagree on this. You say Desert Bus 2.0. I say Desert Bus 1.001 because we have so much farther to go with Desert Bus. Desert Bus 2.0 will be over the moon. As a matter of fact, Desert Bus 2.0 will be driving a bus to Mars. It'll go 275 days, and you'll be eating your own shit. That's the way it'll be.
So we built Desert Bus 1.001 VR, and I don't know if you guys have noticed that on stage here, this is James from the Desert Bus for Hope charity. You guys are generous with Desert Bus for Hope, right?
Yeah.
So James has been driving the bus this whole show. Probably got about 6 hours to go before he gets to Vegas.
Yep.
Can we cut to James to see?
Yeah. See.
Let's cut to James. Let's see what it looks like.
How are we doing?
The question is, someone who does Desert Bus, would they then be prepared to drive a Desert Bus? No. Much like when you playing in these games she doesn't like, you're not qualified to use a weapon. You don't know how to load a gun or you're hitting buttons. That's not
It's
the
the
way
same shitty game.
guns run. You know, guns run.
However,
Oh, we added multiplayer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and
So-
that's Desert Bus VR.
So you
y'all.
can do that for so now, Penn, you're welcome to stay with us, but I want to bring out Graham from Desert Bus for Hope. Do you want to? Graham, can you come on out?
Yeah, come on out, Graham.
Good to see you, man. You got a mic? Let's give him a mic.
There you go.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to sit on the stool, or do you want to sit next to me on the couch? Or do you
I'll
want
come
to
over.
stand at center stage and talk about Desert Bus for Hope. What do you want?
Sure. Yeah, I'd be
Tell us
happy
about
to tell you
Desert
about
Bus for
Desert
Hope.
Bus for Hope.
Yeah.
So, Desert Bus for Hope is a charity fundraiser. We're not our own charity. We support Child's Play charity, which, of course, I assume if you're at PAX, you probably know about Child's Play. They do amazing work, and we do this every November. We've been doing it for 10 years. This is the 11th one. Desert Bus 2017 is the 11th.
Awesome.
Desert
Yeah.
Bus for Hope. And we play Desert Bus, I guess, 0. whatever now, the original, the unreleased original version, which is even less exciting than the VR version that James has been playing for an hour and a half. And we play that for as long as people keep donating money to Child's Play. We basically act like your monkeys for a week. And this one, Desert Bus 2017, will be starting November 17th, 2017 on twitch.tv/desertbus. So
Awesome.
please check that out. And you can prolong our suffering to end the suffering of others.
That's
Thank you,
wonderful.
thank you, Graham. So don't forget, November 17th. A couple of times we've donated stuff that have been auctioned up.
No,
We broke
Gearbox
some
has been very
records.
supportive in the past, yes.
Gearbox broke some records, and I know Mikey always is deeply into it. And
Mikey's amazing, yes.
yeah, so you guys, it's a lot of fun. Jump in, and maybe you could play Desert Bus VR at home while this is happening. Cool. Hey, is Penn still there? Should we say bye to Penn?
I'm here.
You still there, Penn? Yay!
Yes, I am.
Hey,
Bye.
thanks
Love
for.
you all.
Thanks for taking the time this morning.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon.
all.
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Cheers. All right.
Awesome.
So what are we doing next?
Can I rescue James?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Please,
yeah,
please. Yeah.
You don't want him to get to Vegas?
Yeah. I think there's other stuff happening in here, so we can stop driving. Woo! Everybody, give it up for James. James happens to be the person who has clocked the most hours in Desert Bus at like 250 hours
World
in Desert
record.
Bus. So thank you.
Insane.
Thank you so much. He is such a good sport. that poor man.